Hey, what's going on, boys and girls? How you guys doing today? Happy 4th of July. Happy Independence Day for my American viewing audience, which is where I get the majority of my viewers. And if you hear some action going on in the background, it's because it's that day. But today we're going to be going over a new video game console coming out named the Amico. It's from a guy named Tommy Tallarico. He has an E3 trailer that came out that I wanted to review or give my thoughts and opinions about, but I never had the chance to do it. So we're gonna do it right now. I'm gonna play the trailer, and I'm gonna just go react as we go for it. All right, guys. So let's hop right into this. Give me a sec here. Alrighty, let's go, Tommy. Put the volume up here a bit.
Hi, I'm Tommy Tallarico, and what an honor it is for
So this is the main guy behind the Intellivison Amico. I think the Intellivision was some console that was big back in the day when the Atari 2600 was a thing. From what I understand, it was a secondary choice.
I've been in the video game industry for over 32 years and have been a part of the creative teams that have made some of the greatest video games of all time, including things like Disney's Aladdin, Earthworm Jim, Tony Hawk Pro Skater, Metroid Prime, Guitar Hero. I'm even the guy who did the oof sound for Roblox.
Okay, that's pretty cool. He did the oof sound, kind of a meme history moment. But from what I understand, Tommy Tallarico's main claim to fame was doing just a bunch of like soundtrack work and working on the music for a lot of these video games of the whole like retro scene, especially like during the Sega Genesis era. As for like actually coding and doing stuff of that sort, level design, I really don't think he has anything to do with that. I could be wrong though, I don't know, but from what I understand, he's not really much of the technical whiz kid when it comes to actual game development in terms of like using video game engines, stuff of that sort. But composing music in itself is a whole nother, a whole nother ball game that I don't even want to get into. I've dabbled in music before, and it is not an easy thing. So hats off to Tommy for having a successful music career.
Don't hate me. In fact, I own the Guinness World Record for the person who's worked on the most video games.
All right, that's pretty cool. I gotta give him that.
Very proud. But I'm here today to talk about Intellivision and our brand new video game console, Amico. Now, Amico is the Italian word for friend. And that's basically what we've designed our entire system.
I want to talk very quickly about the Amico's design here. To me, a lot of modern console designs have really stagnated over the years, and a lot of companies have gotten very complacent with their design departments. Everything looks like a giant VCR now, especially the Xbox, the PS5. Looks a little bit better. Nintendo Switch, I guess it's a little different, but overall, I think during the 2006 era to the 2012 era, when it came to video game concepts for video game consoles of the next generation, we had a lot of great creative minds working on it. And when the future actually came, the future kind of sucked, in my opinion. It wasn't really the same type of future that we were kind of sold on in the movies and stuff of that sort. It was just a shittier edition of that. And I really like how the Amico looks. It stands out to me, not a cookie cutter design you see everywhere. The Amico handheld units kind of remind me of the Zune HD. Shout out to everybody who had one and who knows what the hell I'm talking about. It was Microsoft's iPod competitor, but it kind of bombed. I'm not sure if anyone knows about that. If not, I'll probably have a picture on screen somewhere around here. But yeah, I'm digging the design. I like the glowing parts. I think that makes it kind of cool.
That friendship, that multiplayer, that couch co-op experience. See, when I was growing up, we didn't have the internet to play video games, so if you wanted to play with somebody else, you went over their house or they came over to your house. It was everybody in a room. In fact, I bet if you're a hardcore gamer, you're probably like me, and I bet your fondest memories of playing games were when you were playing with other people in the same room together. That's what we're all about. Now, look, I'm going to be honest.
That was part of me. I was kind of part of that generation where I got into gaming not when the online thing was starting. Right around GameCube, PS2, Xbox era, it was barely starting. But not everybody had access to the internet. at that point. Now, during the Wii, I started getting into online gaming and that sort, and from there, it just went evolving. But yeah, originally it was couch co-op play with people next to you. That's how I started off myself, so he's not technically wrong.
And screaming processor and incredible lifelike graphics. That's not what we're about. What we are is a really simple, fun party machine that you can bring out when maybe some of your non-gaming friends come over. Maybe you have a husband or a wife who isn't into gaming as much as you are. Maybe grandma comes over and you want to play a simple motion control game or a card game or a board game.
So it's like the Wii, it's for casual gamers.
All of our games,
it's not built for gamers, right?
Fun and simplicity, that's the most important thing for us, and gathering people in a room together to do it. Here at Intellivison, we've assembled an incredible, passionate team of game makers who have over 600 years experience.
You know, can I just say the irony here of him promoting this co-op couch play during a global pandemic is it's just funny. You just can't make this shit up.
Some of your favorite games. Everything we do, we focus on bringing people together and having simple fun. In fact, we've designed our hardware entirely around those two things. So for example, our controller is really unique. It has a color capacitive touchscreen on it.
All right,
really
Nintendo does that.
Playing others that might not be as good as you in gaming, so it's a great way to give them little hints. For example, here in Shark, whoever's in last place, it will vibrate because we have haptic as well. And then
everything vibrates these days.
It's going to release the next.
Okay, that's a cool feature.
So only that player will get that information. And also, having a screen on every single controller gives you a lot of really cool and unique abilities to do game designs. For example, everybody has their cards and they can hide it in a game like Spades. And here you'll see it on Farkle, another one of our 6-pack-in games that you get free on every console. You can shake it and you'll feel the vibration. We have haptic feedback. And watch, you pour it out, boom, and the dice pour right out.
So that is a neat party trick, so to say. Kind of a gimmick, kind of, something up Nintendo's alley. You shake it on the phone and you're able to get it on the game. Pretty fun, but it's gonna wear off. It's not really a big thing in my opinion. Kind of meh, but it is fun. It is fun looking. Don't get me wrong.
The screen. Motion controls are also really important, especially.
Everybody remember those Wiimote eras, tilting them back and forth.
You'll see here with cornhole, you're throwing the bag into the hole. By the way, this is another game that comes free on every console. Now, our main disc is really unique as well. Most directional pads have 8 positions, up, down, left, rights, and the diagonals. It has 64 directions and touch sensitivity as well, so the harder I press...
So that's pretty cool. 64 directions to go to, even though most don't have that. I mean, to be honest, to me, that just seems to be 64 more hard points that might be breaking up on you and you might need to replace. I really don't have faith in Intellivision to build a quality circle pad. I guess that's what I'm going to call it. They're a new company. We don't know how robust their supply chain is. We don't know what type of techs they have working on fixing these, or we don't even know what type of replacement parts would be needed in case this thing, shits the bucket. But 64 different positions, revolutionary, maybe.
It'll affect gameplay. Here's a feature I think a lot of gamers are going to love. I can take my controller, I can go over your house, dock it in your system, and because it recognizes that it's my controller, we can now play all of my games that I own on your system at your house. As long as my controller is there, my games are there as well.
Okay, so that is a pretty cool feature. I think a lot of people today are kind of fed up with the whole situation of games being logged to a certain person's account and you not playing them. Like, for example, my brother bought Mutant Mudds on the PlayStation Store. I can't access that game on my profile. It's locked to his. So having a friend bring over his Amico controller, it kind of reminds me of the Dreamcast VMU unit also in a way. Having him bring it over and having his unit have access to all his games and sharing it on your console, that's pretty cool. But at the same time, too, you can kind of sort of already do that now with a disc-based system. Let's say your friend doesn't have a Fallout 4, for example. You bring it over on your disc. You put it on your friend, for your friend's Xbox, PS4, whatever. Might take a little bit to download everything, but technically you could still play it with your friend, right? Or maybe that's not a good idea because you can't really do co-op with Fallout 4, but just replace it with any multiplayer or FPS like Call of Duty, right? Stuff of that sort.
Cool feature that we incorporated is wireless contact charging. So once you're done with your controller, your game's over, you just dock it right back in.
Pretty convenient, wireless contact charging, but honestly, there's aftermarket solutions for all of this. I do believe so for like PlayStation and Xbox. Revolutionary, not really. It's a nice add-on though. I'll give them that much.
Into the base, and it charges for you. Another unique feature of Amico is that we
Did
have
you guys see that light show going on? I like that.
all throughout the console itself, the base, and all of the controllers. We also have RFID built throughout the entire console, which means you can get a gift card, for example, tap it on the system, and it shows up immediately. You know what's really cool about having the focus?
I think that's kind of a waste of time. I mean, RFID on a video game console. I mean, I feel like they want you to be running credit cards on the Amico store or whatever, not just for gift cards. If they're just doing it for gift cards, I think it's a huge waste of time. Really, I really don't see it. I don't see a point of having an RFID reader just for gift cards. I really think if they're going to do it, they should really do it with credit cards and debit cards, stuff of that sort, so you can process payment quicker, I guess. But at the same time, too, would you really trust Amico or Intellivision with your credit card information? Would you? I mean, AAA companies get hacked all the time. Nintendo, Sony, PlayStation, Microsoft, whatever have you. Would you really trust Intellivision with your data?
Player game. At any point during the game, somebody can pick up a controller and just hit the ship they want and go right into the game at any point. Now, for all you collectors out there, you'll be happy to know that not only can you download games digitally, but we also have physical media as well, and we'll be releasing.
I feel like they're going to go to limited run games for the physical media releases.
Gamers are going to appreciate. We don't allow any loot boxes, in-game purchases, in-app advertising, or paid download.
Okay, I'm down with that.
What we do have is an online leaderboard system for most of our games where you can go.
I'm down with that too.
Against your state, your country.
But to be honest with you, a lot of games already have that, the online leaderboard. So I don't really see why it's a huge a big point Tommy's making. We already have that now with like PlayStation. So I guess push what you got, right?
Or the month, the year, and of all time. And those scores tie into our achievements as well. So if you have the high score at the end of the month of your country, we're going to email your certificate.